If you come down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people who live. You don't have to worry, hey, you got no money. People on the river, happy to give. Big wheel will keep on turning, proud Mary keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river.
What's up, teamhex back again for the third installment in this short video series. Today we're talking about my 29-gallon community tank. I got this tank during the Petco $1 a gallon sale. I wanted a cheap but larger low-tech tank. Before this tank, I had only 10-gallon or smaller tanks. Alright, let's get started. First, the equipment that runs the tank. The filter is an ATI Hydroforce sponge filter. These are cheap and offer great filtration. You'll see local fish shops using these quite a bit. Why? Because they work well and are dirt cheap. They also are pretty forgiving when you overstock a tank. The biological filtration in these is very superior to most filters. This one was $8. There are a lot of knockoffs of this filter, so if you buy one online, make sure to go to the manufacturer's website to purchase it. This filter is driven by a dedicated Tetra Whisper 40 air pump and can filter tanks up to 80 gallons. If you can get over the look, you'll love these filters. For lighting, I use a 20-inch Nycrew LED fixture. This provides plenty of light for this tank and its plant requirements. It doesn't exactly fit the top, but I'd let it rest on top and it works pretty well. For the lid, I use an Aquarium Versatop. I use these on all but one of my tanks. They're a decent option and don't cost too much. But for some reason, this one doesn't fit the tank too well. I could correct this with some glue, but for now, I'll make do. For temperature stability, I use a 100-watt adjustable Aquarium heater. As with all my tanks, I run it at 78 Fahrenheit. This tank features pool filter sand as its substrate, and it looks good and costs less than $3 for the amount I used in this tank. It can also be siphoned without issue. The larger grains fall to the bottom, and you rarely pull much of it out during the siphoning process. In the tank, there are pieces of driftwood laid out to look like tree roots. It works really well, and I think it pops with the plants. Speaking of plants, we have anubius nanopetit surrounding the driftwood. These were passed down to me by a friend. They have grown a lot since then, and I've even split it into multiple pieces. Next, there are Marimo moss balls. These are a type of algae from Japan, and they look fantastic. You can get these on Amazon for $10 shipped. They are super easy to care for and make a great addition to almost any tank. Last but not least, Apunginaton crispus. This is a bulb plant from Africa. It's wrapped with a string and a ball of nutrients. Because of this, it grows really fast. It's easy to care for, and like all plants in this tank, it's a low-light plant. Alright, on to livestock. In this tank, we have 6 male guppies. 4 of them are cobra guppies, and the others are just assorted guppy. We have 2 Amano shrimp and 5 ghost shrimp. I recently picked up a red honey gourami for this tank on Black Friday. Last but certainly not least is my delta-tailed male betta. He was aggressive during the first 24 hours of being in the tank. He didn't actively seek out other fish, but he would flare up and chase them off if they got too close. But he has not fin-nipped or caused any problems since the first 24 hours. This may not work in your situation, and it requires monitoring for at least the first few days, but in a large enough tank with the right betta, you can easily use them as a community fish. He's also slow swimming and couldn't catch the other fish even if he wanted to. This tank has also just finished cycling and has room for a few more fish options. So that's about it. What do you guys think of my 29-gallon? Any fish suggestions? Questions? As always, leave them in the comment section below. Team Hex, signing out.